Ministry leaders and outreach organizers are trying to communicate in a modern digital landscape using manual, exhausting methods. When you try to write, edit, translate, and schedule every piece of media yourself, you are fighting a heavy mission with a slingshot, and eventually you will splinter under the pressure. The reality is, you already possess the heavy artillery. You have an M1 tank sitting right inside your existing Google Workspace account. You just need the tactical manual to drive it. We call this architectural framework the Zero Overhead Outreach Protocol, or the ZOO. It is a system designed to take your raw, everyday notes and turn them into a fully automated digital footprint. This invoice represents the financial baseline of the protocol. We rely exclusively on enterprise tools that offer robust free tiers. Once your system is fully operational, your ongoing monthly software subscription cost is exactly $0. By the end of this workflow, you will see how to take a single English language source document, like your Sunday sermon notes, and automatically generate a full week's worth of content in both English and Spanish. Moving away from manual content creation allows you to multiply your message. When the software does the heavy lifting of drafting and translating, your community reach expands across language barriers without adding a single hour to your work week. Step 1 is configuring the core intelligence of the operation. We use Google's Notebook LM as the brain of this engine. To start, you simply open the application and create a new blank notebook. Next, you gather your digital shoebox. You take your past sermon transcripts, staff meeting notes, and core mission statements, and you upload all of these files directly into the Sources panel on the left side of your screen. This diagram illustrates how Notebook LM operates as a closed loop. It processes information strictly from the documents you just uploaded, and a hard barrier prevents it from pulling generic, unfiltered answers from the open web. Because of this strict data constraint, the AI learns your exact vocabulary, tone, and theology. The output it generates will perfectly match the culture of your organization because it only knows the history you fed it. Restricting the input to your proprietary data eliminates the risk of robotic, generic responses. Every script and guide generated stays rooted in your specific language and organizational history. With the brain established, your weekly routine becomes incredibly simple. Every Sunday afternoon or after a major staff meeting, you take your fresh set of notes or audio transcripts and upload them into those existing Notebook LM sources. This prompt box is where you give the command. You type, "Initialize the Bilingual Forge." Turn these new notes into a weekly newsletter, a 5-question study guide, and a 60-second video script. Then you add the modifier to trigger the translation. You append, provide a Spanish alternative alongside the English version. Within seconds, the system returns a formatted document. On the left, you have your English newsletter, study guide, and script, written in your specific voice. On the right, you have the exact same materials accurately translated into Spanish. Manually drafting 3 different pieces of media and then hiring a translator to recreate them takes days of labor and coordination. Here, the raw materials are generated and localized simultaneously. By utilizing this exact sequence, a single person can produce high-quality, dual-language materials, instantly serving a diverse community without requiring any additional budget. Now that the content is written, you need to distribute it. For this, we use Substack, which acts as the studio megaphone of the operation. The physical execution here requires zero technical skill. You simply highlight the bilingual text generated in Notebook LM, copy it, and paste it directly into a new blank Substack post. This timeline chart shows how Substack handles the delivery. Instead of hitting your congregation with one massive email on Monday morning, the platform's scheduling feature allows you to divide that content and automate a staggered release across multiple days. While the newsletters hit email inboxes, the platform takes your video scripts and audio, automatically generates short clips with bilingual captions, and pushes them directly to your connected YouTube and LinkedIn feeds. Pacing your distribution this way keeps your organization visible throughout the entire week, preventing notification fatigue and keeping your audience engaged with the material. The final step is delegating this workflow. You need a way to assign the uploading, copying, and scheduling to a volunteer without burying them in confusing email threads. To do this, we use Google Gemini. You open the chat and invoke the native extension by typing @Google Tasks, followed by a request to create a weekly bilingual outreach checklist. Gemini immediately analyzes your prompt and generates a structured, clickable checklist right inside the chat window, detailing the exact steps to operate Notebook LM and Substack. Because it lives inside the Workspace ecosystem, this list automatically syncs directly to your volunteer's Google Calendar and mobile device. Relying on these built-in connections means your team doesn't need to learn complicated project management software. A volunteer simply opens their browser, follows the synced checklist, and executes the mission. You have just taken one raw set of Sunday notes, cloned your unique voice, translated the output into Spanish, and scheduled a week of multi-platform media, all while keeping your monthly software bill at exactly $0. The true power of this architecture is its accessibility. If an individual in your community can successfully navigate a web browser, they possess all the technical skills required to run this entire engine. If you want to see exactly where this fits into your organization, you can schedule a free zoo audit protocol or join the Zookeeper community to get ongoing digital armor-bearing for your team. Your mission is too important to stay stuck behind a screen. Stop carrying the burden manually and let the automated engine do the heavy lifting.